You're a fan of Radiohead.
Yeah, absolutely.
You've listened to Radiohead once or twice.
For sure, yeah.
And I definitely hear that in spurts. I would certainly not say that you've listened to Radiohead and you've emulated them. That is not at all. But I can hear, being someone who like has listened to their entire discography back and forth countless times.
Yeah.
Like I can hear when you're like, oh, whether he did that intentionally or not, like that's a Radioheadism that he like pulled in.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think inevitably they've like seeped into my musical DNA, you know, especially with the electronic stuff, and not just Radiohead, like Tom York's stuff, like that Anima record that came out.
Yeah, it's a great album.
A few years ago is so sick. So yeah, I feel like once they're one of those bands, like I feel like I came to them pretty late, relative to most other people, because I was, like I said before, super into like the metal world, and I didn't like kind of open my eyes to it until much later on. But then once I discovered them, it was just like, oh yeah, this is like everything I've wanted in a band. You know, they're just like so explorative, and every record is unique and all that good stuff. You know, like very similar in your regards, where it's like there's space, but there's also structure, and there's beauty, and there's tension, and there's sadness. And I get a similar impression with your music as well. Yeah, I appreciate you saying that, because that, I mean, especially on this record that's coming out, I think in a lot of ways it's the most hopeful thing that I've made, and specifically hopeful. I've definitely made stuff that was less sad, and there's certainly very sad moments, but I hope at least what comes across is like a through line of hope, because I am, you know, naive or otherwise, an optimist, and sometimes I'm letting out negative energy in the music, you know, like A Scourge Laid Upon the Earth being an example of that. Just like,
is that referring directly to like environment, like us destroying the environment?
Yeah, I feel like it's one of the one of the more like on the nose tracks in that respect. I feel like that's kind of a part of most stuff that I make, but certainly on that track I'm just like, man, like really fucking it up, you know? And sometimes it's like you have to have those moments. Like you can't necessarily maintain that optimism all the time, but I think it's for me, like, let's have this moment of catharsis and frustration and all of this sort of pent up energy, let it out, you know, through music or otherwise, like some harmless venture, you know, and then find the path forward, because reveling in that negativity and that frustration and all of that, just like, oh man, everything's fucked and there's nothing we can do, and I'm so, you know, it's very easy to kind of sink into despair, you know. But yeah, ultimately I kind of try and pull myself out of it, or, you know, the people that I care about pull me out of it because they know me and what I believe in, you know. So yeah.
And I think the nice thing about music is that you can go to it for catharsis, right? Like, so when I go to Radiohead, I usually like to use them, and I'm gonna say Radiohead and your music because they have a similar kind of like energy to me, where it's like that, where like when you're in that sadness, when you're in that like needing that lift or needing that, even that just like comfort, right? It's like it's there for you. And like when I feel like a little more angry, I'll listen to Rage Against the Machine. Like, you know what I mean? There's like different music for different things. And I think the beauty of the music that you're writing is that you're not just ignoring those sad feelings, but you're like allowing them to live. And I think that's a really powerful thing in the music that you're making.
Oh, I appreciate that. Yeah, that's the goal. For sure.
You're doing a great job of it so far.
Thank you.
I have a quick game right now.
Okay, I love it.
If you'd like to play.
Yeah,
absolutely. So I've never done this. I don't usually do games unless I come up with it, and I think they're pretty good. I'm pretty happy with this. Anyways, it's a Radiohead game. And what we're gonna do is I'm gonna give you 2 albums, and it's like you've probably seen this on the internet before, where it's like you pick an album and then like which one you like, and then we'll kind of keep going.
Yeah.
And we'll find out what the top one is.
All right.
You into this?
Yeah, I love it.
Okay.
I love it.
Okay. So first off, and this is a random order. I didn't So we have A Moon-Shaped Pool or Amnesiac.
Oh, wow. Tough right off the bat. Amnesiac.
Okay.
Yeah.
You can add, or you can add onto your response, or just leave it as a one word, however you feel.
Oh, you want me to expand? I'm happy to expand.
No, I know.
I didn't know how rapid fire I was.
Let's keep it rapid fire. But if there's something burning that you want to say, go for it.
Yeah, A Moon-Shaped Pool is incredible, but Amnesiac is so strange, and one of those records that, like, when I first listened to it, I was like, I don't even know if I like this, but over the years, it's become,
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Okay, Amnesiac wins that one. So Amnesiac or Hail to the Thief?
Amnesiac.
Okay. Amnesiac or The Bends?
Amnesiac.
Okay. Amnesiac or In Rainbows?
Oh, yeah. In Rainbows.
In Rainbows?
Yeah. Guitar work.
It's crazy.
It's
incredible. It's a crazy album.
Yeah.
In Rainbows or Pablo Honey?
In Rainbows.
Okay. In Rainbows or Kid A?
Yeah. This is the showdown for sure.
And we'll be back after these messages.
Yeah. Kid A.
Okay. Kid A or OK Computer?
Kid A.
Kid A or King of Limbs?
Kid A.
Kid A.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm so glad you did. So glad you said Kid A. That's the exact same list that I have too.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Kid A is my. Oh, okay. So tell me about Kid A. Talk to me about it.
Yeah. So Kid A. I mean, what I was saying about Amnesiac earlier about how strange and like there's sort of like sister records or whatever.
Yeah, because they were written kind of in the same. For those that don't know, written I can't think in the same sessions, and then they released Amnesiac with maybe a couple other parts like less than a year later, like just a year later.
Yeah. That's my understanding of it too. But I think Amnesiac kind of feels like cutting room stuff, but not in a. I'm not saying that in a disparaging way. It makes it sort of like disjointed and very strange, like I was saying, and I think that's what makes that record really interesting to me. But Kid A is just this fully formed, perfectly flowing from one song to the next. So many interesting things happening. Like my brain exploded when I first heard it, and like. Yeah, it feels like this summation of all of these different influences that I'd never heard anywhere else, up until the point of hearing that record. And you just kind of, I think the other thing about that record is you just feel the impact of that record in the years afterward. It's like you can't, you can hardly measure it, how impactful it's been, certainly on me and like everybody else who has heard it. So yeah, I feel like that's the one.